When a military radar system locks onto an object moving at Mach 30 without leaving a heat signature, the system logs an error. The sensors are built on the laws of physics, so when an object ignores those laws, the software assumes a glitch. But these sensor anomalies have been logged since the earliest days of spaceflight, tracked by the analog hardware of the Mercury and Apollo programs. In December 1965, the Gemini 7 capsule was completing a low Earth orbit. Command pilot Frank Borman rang you at Houston to report a bogey sitting steadily at his 10 o'clock position. Borman and his crewmate Jim Lovell observed a massive field of hundreds of small reflective particles orbiting alongside their spacecraft. 6 decades of review have passed since that flight. The audio transcripts are public, yet NASA has never provided a definitive explanation for what Borman tracked. These records show that anomalous observations are a persistent feature of orbital flight, documented by the same crews tasked with the most precise scientific missions in history. That pattern followed us to the lunar surface. Declassified debriefings from the Apollo 16 mission capture hours of casual dialogue between astronauts analyzing their experiments and their environment. Tucked inside those routine audio logs is a flat, off-handed reference to an alien starbase, while the crew discusses a streak of light moving outside the module. These men were elite test pilots and scientists. They were trained to observe, report, and maintain absolute emotional control under extreme pressure. They spoke about deep space anomalies with the same tone a commercial pilot uses to report mild turbulence. The inexplicable was treated as a routine hazard of the job. Today, our airspace is monitored by overlapping layers of high-fidelity radar, infrared, and satellite telemetry. This modern sensor net has shifted the focus from drifting debris to objects performing complex, controlled maneuvers. Aerospace engineers classify these behaviors as kinematic anomalies. The objects move in ways that ignore the physical constraints of inertia and aerodynamics. They accelerate instantaneously to reach hypersonic speeds. They lack wings, rudders, or any visible flight surfaces, and thermal cameras show no exhaust plumes or thermal heating. They also perform what the military calls transmedium travel. A craft drops through the atmosphere and pierces the ocean's surface without losing velocity or experiencing structural impact resistance. Navy FA-18 pilots have visually engaged these objects off the coast, capturing their maneuvers on forward-looking infrared. This document shows a white paper detailing unidentified submersible objects. The highlighted text specifies that they act in ways that surpass human technology and defy our current scientific understanding of what is possible underwater. To execute these abrupt trajectory changes at Mach velocity, the objects pull G-forces that would instantly turn any solid-state aircraft into shrapnel. The telemetry describes solid objects operating entirely outside our models of thermodynamics and air resistance. A modern aircraft carrier group collects a massive volume of environmental data, yet commanders operating those ships rarely see the reports on these anomalous targets. When a frontline platform captures high-fidelity telemetry of an anomalous object, an intelligence isolation protocol is triggered. The raw data is routed completely out of the conventional military chain of command. It is siphoned into an unacknowledged special access program known as Immaculate Constellation. Because this silo operates entirely off the books, it bypasses statutory reporting laws and ignores congressional oversight. Inside that database sits high-definition, full-color video, military-grade infrared, and precise measurement signatures of physical crafts. We have the hard, scientific data required to study this phenomenon. It is actively quarantined by a bureaucratic firewall. When public pressure occasionally forces a declassification, the material that reaches the public is heavily filtered. The government applies a strict redaction protocol, stripping away location coordinates, radar frequencies, and metadata, leaving only a blurry clip. This protects our sensor platforms, but removing metadata inherently obscures the physical characteristics of the tracked object. A coalition of lawmakers is demanding full access to these legacy databases, clashing directly with an intelligence community determined to protect its silos. The infrastructure for high-fidelity observation is already in place to record these events, yet the data is programmatically filtered before analysis. When the most precise data is withheld from scientific review, it leaves a fundamental question. Is this secrecy protecting a military advantage? or simply suppressing an inconvenient set of facts.